This is Sally Kohn for the Women's Media Center. I am talking with Latoya Peterson of Racialicious.
Yes, Racialicious.com and a Women's Media Center Progressive Women's Voices alum.
Hey, there you go. You know, the Women's Media Center has brought some amazing people. I neglected to say, editor of Racialicious.com. If you haven't checked it out, please do. It's an invaluable source. Let's just start with the obvious question. Does America hate women and black people?
Generally so, yes. And they might say that they don't, you know, they like us when we play basketball, they like us when we have sports things, they like us to parade around on their screens. But really when we talk about, you know, income equality, we talk about opportunities, we talk about social mobility, the answer is clear. And it's clearly written into our policy, into our codes, and into our history. We're just not valued.
So tell me, you know, part of what Racialicious does is lift up the voices of people of color in general, and a lot of really prominent women writers have come out of your work. What difference does that make, both in the truth-telling and actually being able to elevate specific voices into the national dialogue?
Right. Well, when we started Racialicious and we started talking about these things, there was this novelty factor to it. It's like, oh, look at all these girls talking about race, and they're women, but they're of color, and they're talking about feminism. And so by normalizing these kinds of conversations, saying, you know, we're going to actually look at, you know, the whole idea of decolonization on Wall Street and having Jessica Yee, who is this rockin' indigenous activist, talk about this whole problematic framing with occupation, because, again, we're still under colonization. And then Megan Lamala of Viva Latino also has a piece that we excerpted on our site that talks about the current colonization of Puerto Rico. So this isn't a historical issue. This is a contemporary issue. And by making it very, very normal to hear from women of color, making it very, very normal to hear from people of color and to talk about a variety of issues. So we're talking about race, we're also talking about politics, economics, we're talking about, you know, global business, we're talking about anything that we really feel like talking about, in hopes people understand, hey, if these voices are missing, it's not because they don't exist, it's because we haven't found them. And that should be a consideration that there's something missing from your core argument.
Latoya, it's time for your mystery question.
Mystery question.
Go ahead, reach on in there, pull one out.
Can I get a drum roll?
No drum roll, sorry. Pull one out, all right, read it and answer it.
You rigged this question. If Obama were a black woman, would conservatives hate him even more? Let me think. He would have to be a black woman, Muslim, not Muslim.
Did you say Muslim?
Yeah, remember they called him a Muslim for like years? They were like, is Obama a Muslim?
Isn't that like that? Isn't that like that thin veiled fabric?
Yes.
Is he covered in muslin?
Yeah. He's like, is he made of muslin? Like he's like a straw, like a little Muslim man, Manchurian candidate. Could they hate him more? That would be difficult. He could be disabled. He could be a couple other things that make him hate him even more. But I feel like that rage hate is already at 80%. Like they're going to top out at some point. At some point, either they're going to top out or they're going to spontaneously combust, which would be great to see like Glenn Beck just go and just explode. But
unless you can do something about it.
Unless we can do something about it. Well, we would start by actually listening and then not, you know, for us being frustrated with Obama and then like coming away from that for a minute and realizing that the common good requires us to at least come together on this one thing, even if we can't necessarily trust that our next thing will be done. But that's kind of the nature of political agitation. You got to keep fighting.
The nature of complicated identities. Latoya from Racialicious.com. Folks, check it out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sally. Appreciate it. And thanks to the Women's Media Center.